For years, America's Gulf allies viewed the United States as their most important security partner. Countries like Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and others relied heavily on Washington to help contain Iran's influence across the Middle East. But now, a new agreement between the Trump administration and Iran is raising concerns among some of America's closest regional partners. Some Gulf leaders reportedly fear that this agreement could become a major turning point, one that changes the balance of power in the region for years to come. So why are America's allies worried? And what exactly is in this deal that has sparked so much debate? Let's break it down. To understand the controversy, we need to go back to the conflict that has dominated headlines throughout much of 2026. The war involving Iran disrupted shipping routes, threatened energy markets, and created uncertainty throughout the Middle East. One of the biggest concerns was the Strait of Hormuz. This narrow waterway handles a significant portion of the world's energy exports. Any disruption there can affect fuel prices and global markets almost immediately. For months, officials searched for a way to reduce tensions and reopen critical trade routes. Eventually, negotiations intensified, and earlier this month, President Trump announced that an agreement had been reached with Iran. But while some viewed the agreement as a step toward stability, others saw potential risks. According to multiple reports, Gulf leaders are concerned that the agreement may provide Iran with greater economic and political flexibility without fully addressing long-standing regional security concerns. Some of the biggest questions center around sanctions relief, future negotiations, regional military activities, and Iran's broader influence across the Middle East. Critics argue that if Iran gains economic benefits while maintaining significant regional influence, the strategic balance could shift. Supporters of the agreement respond that diplomacy is preferable to continued conflict and that reducing tensions benefits everyone involved. The challenge is that many details remain under negotiation, and that uncertainty is creating anxiety across the region. The reaction has been mixed within Washington. Some lawmakers have questioned whether the agreement goes far enough. Others argue that avoiding a prolonged regional conflict should remain the top priority. Meanwhile, Gulf governments face a difficult calculation. They depend on American security support, but they also have to live next to Iran long after any US administration changes course. That reality has shaped regional thinking for years. Some analysts suggest Gulf countries may respond by investing more heavily in their own security capabilities and diversifying international partnerships, and that's where this story becomes much bigger than a single diplomatic agreement. This matters because the Middle East remains one of the world's most strategically important regions. Energy markets, global shipping, counterterrorism cooperation, regional stability, all of these issues are connected. If America's Gulf partners begin to question Washington's long-term commitments, the geopolitical landscape could gradually change. A shift in alliances doesn't happen overnight, but major agreements can sometimes start broader strategic changes, and that is exactly what many observers are watching closely. Another factor is economic. Any lasting stability in the Gulf could help energy markets, but renewed tensions could quickly reverse those gains. The stakes are high not only for governments, but also for businesses and consumers around the world. The next phase will likely focus on implementation. Negotiators still face significant challenges. Questions remain regarding inspections, sanctions, military activity, and broader regional security arrangements. Much will depend on whether both sides follow through on their commitments. It will also depend on how America's allies respond. Will Gulf nations embrace the agreement? Will they seek additional guarantees from Washington? Or will they begin adjusting their long-term strategies? Those questions remain unanswered, but they could shape the future of the Middle East for years to come. For now, the agreement represents a major moment in US-Iran relations. Supporters see an opportunity to reduce tensions. Critics worry it could create new risks. And America's Gulf allies appear to be watching very carefully. Whether this agreement ultimately delivers stability or becomes the turning point some fear will likely depend on what happens next. And that's the story everyone will be watching.